never talked to them boys that sat on the benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Y'all see, I got it back. I got the mic back. As you can see, we a work in progress. But we about to start getting this thing back going. We back in the studio. We a work in progress. But we back in the studio. And I'm happy to have the mic back. What's going on, everybody? Florida State family, Seminole Nation, and the 863 tribe. Episode 54. It's the first day of fall camp, and college football is officially back. Somebody said my mic sounds worse. Does it? Maybe it does. Oh, that's because the wrong mic is chosen. Hold on a second. Mic check. That should sound better. That should sound better. The wrong mic was selected, so we should be good now. Y'all already know what time it is, man. College football is back. We got fall camp. Everybody's overreacting. It just started, and we're already overreacting. But it's all good. We're gonna talk about it. But before we talk about it, let's be about it. And let's get this roll call. Roll call in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tildog, Raul Torado, Zozuki, Priscilla Chestnuts, Adang Bay, Timmy, VJ, Jamal, Tyler Hedden, member of the 863 tribe, Jim Bob Cooter. I don't know if I've ever seen Jim Bob Cooter before. I even want to read this. Jim Bob Cooter. I feel like he's a troll already. It says 2022 college football hot takes. 3 out of the 5 coaches will get fired after this season. Brian Harsin, Mike Norvell, Jeff Collins, Scott Frost, and Herm Edwards. All of these, I don't think any of those are hot takes. We know Jeff Collins on his last legs. If you've been following Auburn and what's going on over there, man, they're having a fight between coaching and the program up there, something of that nature. I don't know if Nebraska's going to ever fire Scott Frost, but he's not trending very. I don't know. I don't know if that's a hot take, bro. Don't know if that's a hot take. Loading in the building. Zozuki, Anthony Ross, Boxing Monster, and remember the 863 tribe. Ray Fitty, Jerk in the building. Chris Robinson, Peter Shields, member of the 863 tribe. Sandra Knowles, Jose Garcia, John Shields, Black Shear, Noel, T2Y, Seminole T2Y in the building. FSU Rules, Panama Jack. Don't know if I said you already, Panama, but get shouted out twice. Florida State Love, member of the 863 tribe. My main homie Tara in the building, member 863 Tribe. Kusami Hayes, EMG Serve 5, member 863 Tribe. New Prince in the building, Anthony Cheers. Adam in the building was good with you. Hypnotic, Jadon. I think we good. Brandon Gaines, Gator Hater, and Marcus Lewis. I think I hit everybody, so smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel and share the video. Before we get started, though, for real, I put it out in the community. If you are FSU Tony in the building was good, member the 863 Tribe. If you are a 863 Tribe member, we will be doing a free giveaway like I did before. So I'm gonna do 3 this year. I'm gonna do beginning of the year. So let me lay down the roadmap. You have the beginning of the year, the middle of the season, and then the end of the year. If they make the ACC championship, we'll do another one. If they make a bowl game, we'll do another one. And if Zeus himself opens up the heavens and grants and blesses Florida State with a national championship appearance, we'll do another one. But as of right now, 3 free giveaways, beginning, middle, and end of the season. You have until the beginning of the season to join the 863 Tribe to qualify. Usually I make you be a part of this thing for a little, but for the first time only, for the first, as long as you join that Friday before Duquesne, you're good. You join that Friday before Duquesne, you're good. And if you don't know, the gifts, they don't be like little keychains or a bottle opener. We did a hoodie. Rose, I believe, won the free hoodie. And then Terrence won the we did a 4th and 14 shirt. So those are the type of gifts we do. I'm thinking about doing a maybe not this particular hat, but I'm thinking about doing like a fitted cap for the first one. So they're not like cheap little gifts, you know what I'm saying? I make it worth your while. But you only got to the beginning of the season. If you join after that, you won't qualify. So that's all I wanted to get out there. BB in the building. If we win the Natty, I don't know what I'll do, bro. I'll figure something out, though. I promise you. If we win the Natty, I'll figure something out. How does one join? Someone tell them how to join. Check if you're watching on your phone, honestly, I don't know if you can join from your phone, but I know if you're on your computer, all you gotta do is go to the homepage of my YouTube channel, and bam, off the rip, we got a new member of the 863 Tribe, Jadon. Shout out to Jadon, and it's cheap. I only charge what? What are my tiers? $1.99, $2.99, and $3.99, or something like that, bro. It's cheap. It's cheap, and you get your money's worth if you win. It's random giveaway, by the way. So just because you join don't mean you're guaranteed, but you will qualify. But it's a random giveaway. But since we got a new member, Jameis, thanks you. This ain't even the end product, Noel Squad. It's not even the end product. So, how do I join? Jadon, let him know in the comments. I don't know if Jadon joined from his computer or his phone. Again, from the phone, I don't know how you do it. I don't even think you can do it from your phone. But I know if you're on your computer, just click on my channel. Matter of fact, I'll walk you through it. I'll share the screen real quick. We'll walk you through it. On the phone, Chris, I'm not sure if you can. I don't think you can. But I'm going to share the screen real quick so you can see how to do it on a computer. Sandra says you can do it. Okay, so if you do it by your phone, let them know. Let them know how to do it on the phone. Oh, Pharrell Speed. See, we got another new member. Y'all trying to get these free goodies. Shout out to Pharrell in the building. He says, "Hey, new member."
Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank.
But let's not waste any more time and let's get into it. Let's talk about first day of practice. Now, let's be clear. It is day one of fall camp. Let's not act like this is anywhere near the final product. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Guys who are coming out like gangbusters, like I heard Deuce Span had a great day today. Special teams and all of that. Looks good. I heard he was one of the better receivers out there today. Day 15 of practice, tell me if Deuce Span still has that same energy, right? Once you start getting to the dog days of practice, then you kind of really gonna know. I think you're gonna really understand who's the dogs, who's got the bite, not just the bark. But as far as first days go, I mean, there's not much you can really take from a first day. I think when you look at the first day of guys getting, you look to see what work they put in. You look to see what work they put in during the off season, during the summer, gains. Who's really changed their bodies. I think those are kind of things that are the first things that you're gonna notice. And from everything I'm hearing, you guys know how I am. I don't really get obsessed with. I feel like this time last year, everybody was so obsessed about how small we were. We were so small, and I don't think any games last year showed that. This year, however, the narrative is, hey man, this team looks the part. I mean, you talking about Lundy? He looks the part. He looks good from what I saw. I don't know if that mobility is any better, right? We got to see more of that, but he definitely looks like changed his body. D-Mac changed his body. All them old linemen look like they just grizzled veterans, which they, if you think about it, they are. But you got a bunch of redshirt seniors on this offensive line and redshirt juniors, so they are a bunch of grizzled veterans. Like Marcus said, everybody looked good in shorts, man. Everybody looked good in shorts. I was hearing and read that the offensive is obviously behind the defense. We figured that much. Offense got to get it clicking. I saw Trey Benson out there. He looks the part. They say Johnny Wilson came in shape. Like, he's just not big, but he's in shape. So, I mean, there's a lot of positives, man. There's a lot of, as far as just how guys look, I mean, at a minimum, it shows that they didn't spend all summer getting, not putting in work, getting fat. I think Coop looks in great shape. I think Robert Cooper, Fabian, I think our trenches guys look in great shape to me. Like, none of them look sloppy. Like, I saw a picture of Armella, and if he's 315, watch out, because he does not look anything like 315. He looks like if he's 315, he can add another 20 pounds, if not more. Armella looks amazing. Again, man, but this is what you look for in day one. That's what you look for in day one. As far as actually like football related stuff, wait till the dog days come. Everybody has energy day one because everybody's chomping at the bit. Wait till it's practice 16. And they tired of practicing 90-degree weather in Tallahassee and that humidity, that Florida humidity, and tell me who really still out there getting it. Because that's when you're really going to know who your leaders are, who your dogs are. But day one went as about expected. Nothing to get overly hyped about, nothing to get overly concerned about. I won't call out any names, but I heard people being critical of some of the stuff they might have saw from an AJ Duffy. It's day one of a true freshman in fall camp. Did you think AJ Duffy was going to come out here and look like Chris Winkie in day one? I hope not. You're setting yourself up for failure if you think that. That's all you're doing. So be smart, go into it, understand not everybody's going to be where you want them to be day one. And some people are actually going to be ahead of where you want day one, but they'll come back down to earth as this thing gradually goes along. Let's get to the comment section before we continue. When do the pads come on? Great question. I actually don't know. But they usually go like the first week or so without pads, if I'm correct. Anybody with any information on that can answer that, but I don't have like a date. I don't know the exact date. Don't recall hearing anything about it. Who's going to be the backup? Is Duffy or Tate? That's what we got. I mean, I guess you got Gino too. I don't know what Gino English going to give you. At this point, maybe Gino over Tate, but I mean, it's Duffy or Tate. I'm probably going to lean towards Tate Rodemaker because he's been on campus for 3 years. It's time, it's time. I heard great things about Armella. We don't need no one to go out there and blow an ACL in shorts. I hope we just can stay healthy and away from the injury bug. Typical Knowles fans. How's Tate the Great looking? Which one? Rodemaker or Demori? How you think wide receivers looking? I heard, again, you guys got to remember, full disclaimer, I have no sources. I obviously was not at practice, as I'm all the way here in Texas. I'm just a light-skinned dude on YouTube who gives my opinions. Winston Wright was out there for those that haven't heard. I mean, if you haven't heard, you've been living under a rock. But Winston Wright was out there practicing. I don't think he did any of the wide receiver drills, but he was out there running, practicing, which is a great sign, an amazing sign. I heard Johnny Wilson was doing his thing. Again, from what I heard, Deuce Spann had the best day of the wide receivers, from what I heard. So take from that what you will. Probably Sunday or Monday. That would make sense, right? You go all week one without the pads, and then Sunday, Monday, you put the pads on. So I agree with Marcus. That's probably around the time that they do that. Polk, what's up with Ryan Leaf? What's the thing with Ryan Leaf? What are we talking about? Anybody know what Ray 50's talking about? I haven't been on my phone in like the last hour. So what is he talking about? Is there something I don't know? Tate the Great. We'll wait and see what's up with Tate the Great. What's the status on Destin Hill? Boxing Monster, I got something just for you. Anytime one of you guys bring up Dustin Hill, this is what you're going to get. Shut that up. I want to hear that shit. Anytime one of y'all bring up Dustin Hill, that's what you're going to get. Or any stupid comment anyway, that you're going to get. One more time for those in the back that didn't hear it. Shut that up. I want to hear that shit. Why do people act like the staff hasn't been developing these players? We saw a lot of change. I agree. I think we definitely have seen development. Now, can they put it together and win some football games? But if you don't see the development in the DMAC, if you don't see the development, I mean, in year one of Amarion Cooper, I mean, I heard he looked great today. Like, I heard he's commanding that DB room. Like, like he's the guy out there, which is awesome to hear. There's obviously development going on. The question is, are they obviously the offensive line? But the question still remains recruiting, and the question remains winning football games. So But I agree. I think there's definitely development going on. Ryan Leaf was at fall camp. Okay. I didn't know that. TTY says Willie whiff today. How about Billy? Was he working with the QBs? Do we want Ryan Leaf working with QBs? I don't know. One of the biggest busts in NFL history, but doesn't mean he's not a good coach. I don't know. Is Ryan Leaf a good coach? I don't know. I honestly don't know his coaching history. Every practice video has to have a clip of Chris Thompson. It's amazing that you said that. I think that's the only thing he does. I don't even know why they show that video. I wish they would stop showing Chris Thompson doing that strip drill. It's got to be the most lackadaisical, dumbest drill I see. And I usually don't question the method to the madness sometimes. There's certain things, but at least give me somebody who's actually going to actually rip the ball out. This old ass man is not going to rip the ball out. It's just not going to happen. I think that's the only thing he does. I think he is specifically on this staff to do that drill. That's the only thing I ever see him do. I'm done with you. You need Travis J to stand up. Wilkie denied. I said he chose Auburn because Norvell asked him to do a TikTok. Oh, shut up. Let me get that. T2I, you get one of these too. Shut that up. I want to hear that shit. Hey, appreciate you, Anthony. Appreciate you. Most of these Canes fans really mess with me. They just don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it, but most of them, they mess with me. What up, Irv Gotti? I think so. I think Duke's gonna have I don't want to put too much on him, but it wouldn't shock me if he was all ACC this year. It wouldn't shock me. I'm pretty bullish on the defense, especially the back end of it and the front four of it. The linebackers I like. Didn't know Tatum Bethune had a groin surgery over the offseason. But he's says he's 100% and went through all the drills, but he's still rehabbing that thing. So I don't know if that's a little concerning. They did a good job keeping that one under wraps. I don't know if I saw his interview today, and he said he had groin surgery. I don't like that. I mean, I'm glad he got it fixed and cleaned up. I just hope he fully recovers from it because we need Tatum Bethune out there, obviously. Appreciate your new prints. Is it me or am I excited to see new special teams? I'm excited at some of the guys they have returning kicks back there. By the way, 83 people in here, guys. That's how I know college football is getting back going. 83 people in here, man. Hit that like button. I'm excited that Deuce Span's back there. I'm not mad at them putting Trey Benson back there either. And Norvell kind of spoke. I did listen. It's hard for me to listen to Mike's interviews. I'm not going to lie. To this day, I still can't really get into a Norvell interview. He just about a minute into it, he kind of puts me to sleep. I'm not going to lie. Only 18 likes. Oh, I'm finna stop talking. Hold on. Let me double check that. You got me messed up. We 20 away from 100 people in here, and y'all got 18 likes. Okay, no, I see 46, 47. Okay, we getting up there. Man, I was finna shut up and turn the stream off until we got the likes up. Mr. H, what's good? He says, what's happening, Pope? I'm just now tapping in. Catch me up. We just getting talking, man. So you ain't really missed much. But what I was about to say is, Norvell kind of spoke on what I was talking about Benson. If you didn't go catch me on Sporadics' live stream, I think it was Monday, right? Go check that out. I kind of spoke to. He asked the question of who do I think's the better back, Trayshawn Ward or Trey Benson, and I said I know Benson has that size and all of that, but Trayshawn Ward's a more natural runner. And Norvell kind of spoke to that about Trey Benson today, where he said, yeah, I know he's big and fast and strong, but I want to see him, run behind his pads more, put his foot in the dirt more. He kind of was speaking on, Trey Benson actually becoming a more complete running back. So that's interesting to see. Tells me Trayshawn Ward might be number one guy. Also, the fact that they're putting Trey Benson at the kick return tells me Trayshawn Ward might be the number one guy, which I'm not against. Remember, Carlos Williams was returning kicks, so we'll take that all day. Do Span taking kicks back, we'll take that all day. I heard Sam McCall was great as a freshman for his first day, but that's not a surprise. I told y'all about Sam from the jump. So, there's obviously some good things to look at. If Brock doesn't be committed, y'all not gonna get him. That Brock Glenn, I will speak to that. That Brock Glenn commitment is kind of going at a standstill. I think the way he's moving, I think he's waiting on the Ohio State committable offer. If I'm not gonna lie to you. That's just my opinion. I think missing out on Brock is a black eye. I don't really no other way to kind of spin it. That's not a great look for Tony Tokars, the quarterback coach, who Brock Glenn apparently supposed to be your guy. So you got to close the deal. John Shield says, you are blessed to have so many Canes in here. Now, y'all are blessed to have me. And I'm somewhat blessed to have some of y'all. Some of y'all trolls and don't. But some of y'all are definitely cool. Y'all know who y'all are. Like Kane Zay will always come in here. That's my dog. He say, I rocks with you. I respect you, especially the trolling after y'all. See? And of course, Jurgen, if y'all don't know, he's a Canes fan. He be on the channel all the time. Benson looks the part physically. Absolutely. Do we have new OCs indeed? No. Well, new OC, yes. Same defensive coordinator. No one can say Mike is the type of coach that won't give you an opportunity to be a playmaker somewhere on his team. The man gives you a chance to prove him. I don't think we're going to have a number one guy at running back. Probably 1A, 1B type thing. Unbelievable, Kane fans. Pick up Charlie Strong. Big Kane, what's good with you? Hold on, chat jumped on me, guys. Hold on. Sandra says, to whom asking about Dustin Hill, go listen to the Wake Up War chant for today. As on Corey was talking, if you guys want to go listen to Wake Up War chant, go listen to it. I told y'all from the jump Dustin Hill wasn't coming. Y'all believed everybody in the FSU media but good old me, because I get it. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I don't know anything. And everybody with the connections was saying, oh, he'll be here in the winter. And then it was he'll be here in the spring. And then it was he'll be here in the summer. And that whole time I kept saying he ain't coming. And here we are. And I turned out to be right. And the guys that you pay media subscriptions to turned out to be wrong. But that's neither here nor there. You're free to spend your money how you want to spend it. I'm just saying, I turned out to be right, like I said. Anyway, no squad in the building. They on your head, Jerk. Jared Verse, but we know Jared Verse looks the part, right? We know. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we got, all those jokes about how small. Remember those jokes last year that Seminole T2I was putting out where we look so small, even though we ended up beating them. And even though this year they're claiming that their strength and conditioning, I don't want to make this too much of a Miami thing, but I'm going to say this. This year they're claiming that their strength and conditioning is 10 times better than last year. But last year they were talking about how bigger they were than us. But they lost to us. And now you can legitimately look at our guys and say, okay. But I don't know, man. It's just FSU Florida State fans talk about a bunch of nothing, to be quite honest with you. If we don't land Glenn, do you think this staff circles around the block? I feel like that, but I don't know because I don't know that relationship. I feel like that bridge got to be burnt though. Now, after what is that the stunt his daddy pulled, I just feel like I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't feel like that bridge got to be burnt. I don't listen to Wake Up anymore. It seems like they make stuff up as they go. Big Kane says, poor little Timmy. We have plenty, but POLK isn't a biased FSU fan like most, so that's why I support him. Appreciate you. And by the way, I am a biased FSU fan. I am completely biased towards Florida State, but I tell the truth. That's the difference. But I am biased. Parsons definitely. I think so too. I think that bridge is probably burnt. I don't think you can circle back. Which means the portal. Like if you miss on Brock, honestly, I think even if you land Brock, you should still go to the portal because next year, Jordan Travis has even alluded to it. He plans for this to be his last year, regardless of how he plays, which seems like that conversation's kind of been had. Like you're going to go out here, this is going to be your last year, and then you're going to move on. So either way, you might want to grab a portal guy regardless, because next year you're going into it. Let's even best case scenario, you land Brock Glenn. It's still Tate Rodemaker and AJ Duffy. Do you think AJ Duffy's ready by then? Does Tate Rodemaker all of a sudden turn it into a legit player? Who knows, right? You might still want to go for the portal regardless. Plot twist. POLK says, I'm just a light skin doing YouTube to keep his cover. I wish I was an insider. I'd be making a lot more money, Joe. They biased truth teller. They see, there you go. That's a possibility too. I heard they liked it, that kid. What's his name? Emery. You might try to circle the wagon on Emery and get him to say, hey, you want to be behind Rashada or you want to come here and be the guy? I'm not that big on Emery personally. But it is what it is. You at a certain point you got to kind of get a guy, right? I'm on the Duffy train like a lot of people, but it doesn't mean that Duffy doesn't still need that seasoning and coaching and development and all of that. I was watching the recap video of the first fall. Didn't know we have 5 QBs. Yeah, we have another walk-on. I forget his name, but I saw that. I saw 5 green jerseys too. Hill, Parson, who cares? If they don't want to be here, I don't want them. Oh my God. All I know is Duffy needs to be ready by week 4. Oh wow. RA's putting the heat on Duffy, saying be ready by week 4. I hear you though. I don't know if it's a realistic expectation, but I hear you. He is a big quarterback, Marcus. Me too, POLK. I listen to Wake Up because I'm driving early in the morning. I feel you. Sometimes you just need something to listen to. I'm not mad at you, Sandra. I'm not mad at you at all. I don't blame you. You might not pay to listen, but there's a lot of people. I mean, if you ever watch the live stream over there, they drop like $200. I'd be like, well, who is paying $200 for this? But you're free to spend your money how you want. But yeah, first day of practice. Again, Mike Norvell did give an interview. It's always been hard for me to get into his interviews, but I always enjoy listening to the players. So I listen to Robert Cooper, listen to Tatum Bethune, and then yesterday, was it yesterday they did all the coaches? So I listened to Dugans and JP and of course Atkins. Atkins is the guy I can listen to. I can listen to Atkins, and I know this is Atkins love fest. You can call me an Atkins groupie, whatever you want to call me. I really don't care. But honestly, I can listen to Atkins talk football all day. I can just listen to him talk football all day. While I struggle to listen to Mike, and being a great interview doesn't mean you're a good or bad coach, by the way. I'm just saying. I struggle to listen to Mike, but I can listen to Coach Atkins talk football all day. All day. So you guys should go check out those interviews if you haven't. Are you going live this weekend for the Saturday recruiting day? Me and the fellas might do something this Saturday. We might. Stay tuned. We might. Pause. Who's our OC in DC? Alex Atkins is the OC. And we have a co-DC pair of Randy Shannon and Adam Fuller. Can we get some of the coaching genius we've been hearing about for almost 3 years now? I think those be fake, Sandra. I said this on Twitter a couple weeks ago. There's no way someone legitimately paid $500 for a wake-up word. Like, come on. I think they donate that money to themselves for optics. Because if you know anything about this way the YouTube thing works, sometimes a person, like if you go on these live streams, and if somebody just, the first donation can sometimes trigger a third and a fourth and a fifth. But come on, who in today's economy, who 500, half a G. Half a G. I got a lot of things I can spend $500 on, and it ain't got nothing to do with a wake up, a war chant, or none of that, or any dude named Aslan. I would never be giving a dude named Aslan 500 anything. I wouldn't give him 500 straws, let alone $500. But I'm not gonna make this to my hate of war chant. POLK, I told you last year Atkins will head coach in 4 years or sooner. Well, he's gotta have that growth though. So his scale, like his career path. That's the word I was looking for. OC. Now he's O-line coach. Now he's an OC, but he's an OC that doesn't call plays. So his next career path move is going to be one of two things. He's either going to move on and go to a big time program and call plays. You know, someone's going to say, allow him to call plays. And depending on how he does there, then you'll go from there, right? Or Florida State, if they don't want to lose him, you up his salary. And then you also tell him we're going to give you the play calling duties. And then from there, you could be looking at a head coach after that, but he's probably going to have to call plays for another 3 to 4 years before a team want to really invest, you know, unless you're stupid and you're like UMass and you give a guy like Walt Bell a head coaching job and you look how terrible they were. Like, you know, so it's possible, but I think Alex Atkins is smarter than that. He's not going to take a UMass job. You know, he's right now with the way he recruits, Alex Atkins can be an offensive coordinator at an SEC school. Like the way he recruits, the big time conferences are going to value him at a minimum. Like even if he doesn't turn out to be a good OC, Alex Atkins will always have a job in big time college football because he can recruit. So if we're talking career path, that's kind of how that probably works out for him. No, man, Fuller's still on the team, man. Fuller ain't get the boot. Travis J was out there. I talked about it Monday. They moved him back to safety. So the problem with that is safety's loaded. I don't think Travis J is in the top 4, man, for safety, if we're being honest. I think it goes obviously Akeem, Jamie, and then it's Sydney and probably Jarquise McKellen after that. Those are probably a 4-man rotation. And then Shaheem Brown might be over Travis J. But he's on the team. He's trying to get his stuff together. And now if I'm a multimillionaire and there's a podcast I like, maybe if I really support him. But man, come on. Novell got a head coach record of 48-26, while Cristobal 62. I peeped that today. This is how the media plays faves. Raul Torado. Shout out to Raul. Trying to be eligible for that free giveaway.
Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank.
Bruh, gas. The light bill. I don't know where y'all live. Some of y'all live at, but you live in Texas. It's 100. It's over. It's like 105 plus every day. Light bill high. I think the D line's a plus. Irv Gotti with the 20 bomb. Shout out to my man Irv. He said, "This ain't fake. Keep up the great work." Shout out to my man Irv. And I already know who you want, so I ain't even gonna ask you.
Yeah, more money, more money. Yeah, more money, more money. Yeah.
And then Tyler comes see this is what War Chant does, except they drop 400 bombs. And my guys are actually dropping real donations. Yes, sir. I don't think nobody understood what you just said. But let me give Tyler this. Let's see who we want. We'll give Tyler Dowd.
What in my pocket, dog? Big face Honda. Just left them all. Bought everything that I wanted.
Thank you. You're welcome. He was an O-line coach for a long time. Sam Pittman was an O-line coach for a long time. Was he ever OC? I don't know if he ever was. I'd be lying if I said I followed his coaching career like that. But I mean, he's doing a good job at Arkansas. He's doing a good job at Arkansas. I hope we go to the Big Ten personally. I just think I wouldn't be mad with either, obviously. I just think we could really capitalize in that type of market. Yes, Dix is still on the team. Pat in the building, what's up with you? I don't know. I said I assume. I don't know. For all I know, there's a legit person out there that feels like they can give them they want to pay $500 and drop a $500 donation. I do not know. I said I assume, but I don't know. I'm just talking. No idea. Don't take me serious, man. I don't know what the hell I be talking about. I'm just light skinned dude on YouTube, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know if anybody knows about it or not, but Micah Pittman does daily vlogs. He does, and takes the camera inside new players. There's a lot, but there's more than Micah Pittman that does that. But he does do vlogs. Jaden Floyd does them. Cam McDonald does them. They all have YouTube channels. There's a lot of players that actually do it, and you can kind of get an inside peek of like the facilities and stuff. So, but yeah, they absolutely do. Hey, POLK, I hope we don't have that hype for our D-line like we did with Wilson and them boys, and then they don't produce. I don't think this is that unit, though. I think I think boys putting in the work, man. I think we good. Joe, who's giving you your information? No, Mackenzie Milton is not our QB coach. Somebody help Joe out in the chat, man. Is everyone in agreement that Mike is number one or McClain? Micah probably starts number one, but I think it's crucial that McClain be that guy. I don't owe Odell nothing. I don't owe Odell nothing. And to be honest with you, shout out to Odell. But what I said still holds true. Where's the last blue chip D tackle? And don't get me wrong, I like the guys he signed. I like Daniel Lyons. I like Bishop Thomas. I actually think if Bishop Thomas plays his senior year, he's probably a 4-star, but facts are he wasn't. I like the guy that they got at the last minute, even though he won't be eligible this year. I like him. But where's the blue chip D tackle that he signed? That's all. To be honest with you, everything I said still rings true to this day. Still rings true to this day. I like Joshua Farmer, but he was a DN converted to defensive tackle, like I said. Shout out to Odell, but I don't owe him a damn thing. My man, he trolls, but that's my guy. He says, I can't let Irv outshine me. Play Dillard's secret shopper.
Get more money, more money. Get more money, more money.
Would be 300 or more, man. I think there's more money in the Big Ten, be honest with you. Compare the SEC to the Big Ten. You're talking about Ohio State. Don't get me wrong, SEC is good, but I think there's more money in the Big Ten. And Florida is more valued in the Big Ten than it would. SEC already has Florida, right? They already have the Gators. Big Ten has no Florida market right now. And when we start talking about, which we all have pretty much come to the conclusion, right? This is going to be a Big Ten, SEC, super conference, and they won't probably be called that when it's all said and done. Names will change. But that's what we're looking at. With USC and UCLA going up, like that's what we're looking at. You're talking about the Big Ten having LA, New York, and potentially like Florida. If they can get Miami, I said from the jump, Miami should look to. I think if Miami was smart, they want to go to the Big Ten more before they would go to the SEC. Talking about the Big Ten stretching from all corners of the nation. I think it's more. I think it's more valuable. Just me though. I think Pat Payton's going to be key. When I hit the lottery, I'm going to shut down more chant. What up, Pat? I don't really care about it. Like I'm not gonna root for the SEC. Again, I don't root for conferences. I root for my squad. I just think the better conference in terms of I think the better football is probably in the SEC. I won't lie there, but I think the better revenue for Florida State would be the Big Ten. Dunquise hate. I don't know if I want to put that much energy into. Excuse me, Duquesne. It's pronounced Duquesne. I keep saying Duquesne because that's what it looks like. I don't want to put that much energy in Duquesne, man. McCain over under 55. Ooh. What do y'all think? McCain over or under 55. Ooh. I'm going to say under. Unfortunately, but that doesn't mean he can't have the yards. But I'm going to say under. What's his name? The D tackle we got late. He actually reclassed from he was a 2022 kid. He reclassed to 2021, committed to us, but he's academically ineligible this year. I forget his name though. I think he's has an African name. Oh, don't worry. When's the right gonna be ready? He'll be ready. What up, William? What's going on with you? Absolutely. I think, yeah. Absolutely. I just checked. Last time we had a wideout with over 55 was Tamarion in 2019 with 60. That's crazy. Irv back at it. I guess Irvin, Boxing Monster going at a competition, but I ain't mad at you guys, and y'all know I love you. I love the support, guys, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, more money, more money. Yeah, more money, more money. Yeah.
Yeah, Jameis too, because we ain't even seen Jameis yet.
Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank.
I'm not worried about that, but I get it. Pokey led the team in 23. That's atrocious. Well, we know the receivers last year were atrocious. But that's a combination of JT needing to step up and the receivers needing to step up. I mean, is USC a big school? Like, I think you got to kind of get the old mentality. I'm not saying necessarily you have it a dang bay, but things are changing. I don't think UCLA and USC are big schools, but that's what we're going to, and I think Florida State can be that. $904, what's up? I want you to read that question out loud to yourself. I'm not even going to answer that. And I'm not even going to read it. I want everybody to read that question out loud to yourself. Anyway. That's the kid I'm talking about. Can't pronounce it. And yeah. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying. I don't think they care about that. I mean, I could be wrong. I think the big, they're going to try to reach out to the best, to different parts of the country. But I mean, I think it was the Big Ten commissioner said it the other day that they were like, he specifically named Miami and Florida State as a few schools that they're looking at. I don't know if y'all saw that news. So it's not like I'm saying anything that's out of left field. Like, it's being considered, right? Good point, Joe. That's what I should have gave that. Yeah, matter of fact, let me give you this. Shut that up. I want to hear that shit. That's what you get asking that damn question. I'm going to just say it. Malik Cunningham is who our fans think JT is. He will be the difference between us winning 8 9s or 6. But first day in the books, y'all. And I think FSU fans, we should be optimistic. Ain't nothing wrong with being optimistic in the first day of fall camp. Games have to be played, obviously. But we got guys, man. We got some guys. Next time he needs to be put in timeout. Joe, I don't know what the F is going on. All I know is stranger things have happened, and you know what I'm talking about, bruh. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, boy. What you nervous about, Tyler? What's Tyler nervous about? Polk, I know you want defensive coach. Kiffin would be. I agree. No, I talked about that. Man, I think it was last time I did this live stream. I talked about coaches, and I said Kiffin would be vaunted to maybe even over Mark Stoops because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. What Mario's doing recruiting right now games have to be played. And they lose by 30 to A&M, a lot of this stuff can change. But one game might not even stop Mario's momentum. With that schedule, though, let's be honest. With that schedule, if they don't win at least like 8 games, I think Mario, obviously he won't be on the hot seat, but that's going to look like I don't know. With that schedule, Miami probably should legit win 10 games this year. With that schedule. So, but again, If we're just talking about recruiting, yeah, Kiffin's hard to pass up because right now you need a guy who can go blow for blow with Mario in the state of Florida. As much as I like Dave Aranda, I don't know if that's him. Much as I like Mark Stoops, I don't think that's him. Kiffin, though, I think Kiffin could do it. I think Kiffin could do it. And I know Dion could. The only problem with Dion is, does it translate to on the field? Can he coach it up as well as he can bring it in? Or can he at least hire the right guys? So JT over or under 25. Just for the fact that we need FSU to win games, JT has to be over 25. So I'm going with the over. I'm definitely going with the over there. No squad. Luckily, we don't have to worry about it because I believe Norvell's the guy. Well, I hope you're right. I'll be here for you. Win, lose, or draw, Tyler. You know that. FSU is a bigger brand than most programs. It's not 10 programs in the nation with a bigger brand than FSU. I want us to leave the ACC because of their poor camera angles I want them to leave just for everything. They disrespect this university that really is the only reason ACC has a name. This university that carried the ACC for over a decade. And I'm not talking about just carrying them, but made it nationally relevant. Florida State was, if they weren't winning the national championship, they were in the national championship almost every year in the 90s. And they treat us like Wake Forest, like we're no better than Wake Forest or Boston College. Florida State is the only reason the ACC has a name. And don't give me anything about Clemson and what they did in the 80s, because that wasn't good enough. You see, when Florida State came in there, they took over the ACC. But Clemson's the baby of the ACC because Clemson's like one of the original members. So just all the disrespect Florida State gets in the ACC, period. – 9-3, I think, would be acceptable, though. I mean, I don't know. Look at the months college football's played. I mean, how much you're not really getting a ton of cold weather games. It starts in September, October. Then certain parts of the country, it starts getting cool around that time. But to be clear, I also think when you talk about the expansion, I think there's going to be different divisions within the conference overall. So Florida State will probably be in like an Eastern Southern Conference type deal. So I don't think you would have to worry too much about, playing, in Wisconsin in November. I don't think. Especially since, we play Florida in November and stuff like that. So I think we'll be all right. I think that might be a little bit too overblown. Possibly. I agree. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I understand. Like, okay, you talk about Mike Norvell and Deion Sanders. Like, listen to what you're saying. If this was any other coach, I would agree. You don't go from a G5 coach to the FCS coach. We're talking. Forget that. Let's just take the coaching off the table and just put the names Mike Norvell versus Deion Sanders. Like, you can't deny what he's doing at JSU. Now, I get it. JSU, but he's convincing kids to come to Mississippi and not play for Ole Miss or and legit kids. I mean, legit athletes. Like, you just have to. It's different. It's different. Now, if you replace Deion with another name of the average Joe coach, I would agree with you. But Deion Sanders versus Mike Norvell, I don't even think that's a comparison. Jaden Floyd. Yes, they are predicting us to finish 5th in the Atlantic. Yes. My thing of dang bay is, guess what? When they go to the NFL, they're gonna have to do the same thing, and they seem to do it very well in the NFL. Kids that have never been in the snow go get drafted in Buffalo, and they seem to play. If you either can play or you can't, man. I just, I just think, weather is not an excuse for me. Who scores the first TD, sack, and INT? The first touchdown, I think, will be Jordan Travis. I think it would be with his legs. I think he'll drive us down the field. Well, actually, no, it's against Duquesne. He might not need to scramble that much against that team. I'll take that back. First touchdown will be Trayshawn Ward. I think either way, the first touchdown will be on the ground. First sack will be from, I'm going to say Fabian Lovett. I'm going to say the first sack will be from Fabian Lovett. And then I got to go with the first INT to be, I'm going to say Akeem Dent. I was going to say Coop, but I don't know if teams are going to target Coop. What's up? What do you want? I'll be down in a minute. I'm going to Keem. I think Dent's going to get the first INT this season. Has it been that? It has. I can't even cap. From everything from recruiting. But there's a silver lining to it all, Tyler. You know what the silver lining is? It looks like we're pretty healthy. You can't deny the development of the players on the team. Do we need to be better on the trail? Abso-freaking-lutely. But actually, the stuff that's going on in the program, I can't say has been that bad. Nobody of any big caliber transferred out, right? We didn't have a guy transferred out that we all were like, oh my God, I can't believe we lost him. And again, development. I think, yes, when we simply talk about the optics of recruiting and everything this team has looked like recruiting-wise, it's been terrible. I mean, we went from this close to having a Marius Mims to, Thanos snapped the fingers and he floated away. Like, yes, it's the recruiting has been a shambles. And even with that said, you have a guy like Keldrick Falk committed to your team, Kearney, and Simmons. Like, even with that, Lamont Green, Sampson, even with that, you still have your core recruiting class of top guys in the trenches, and you still have a chance to add more. So I agree with you, but it could be so much worse. Kusami says he'll take Tatum Bethune for the first sack, Cooper for the first pick, and no. I'll take Tatum for the first sack, Omarion or Kevin Knowles for the first INT. Well, who do you think is the first touchdown then? I heard, I'm not trying to make an excuse. I heard the staff kind of soured on Wilkie. Don't know how true this is. I heard they didn't recruit him hard down the stretch there. That's what I heard. Syracuse runs the ACC. What is Joe? Joe Johnson is on drugs, y'all. Shout out to Joe. You're doing a terrible job at this trolling thing, but shout out to you, homie. Shut that up. I want to hear that shit. Benson versus J-Rob. Okay. That's every offseason, though. You got to tune them out. Or just do like I do and sometimes argue back with them. Make them prove it. Sometimes people say point or have takes, but they can't back it up. They don't have any real talking points to back up their takes. They just say stuff for shock value. That's cool. Shut that up. I want to hear that shit. Duquesne. I hope we get Hall. Hall's who I want. Oh boy, if we get Hall, ooh, buddy. I think that's true too. I think if we suck this year, there's no way Alfred can justify keeping Mike Norvell. Alfred's shown that he'll make the tough decision. And I don't know, Tyler, you follow baseball, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But one of the reasons Alfred wasn't shy to pull the trigger on Mike Martin Jr. was because of the feedback he was getting that a lot of players were about to transfer out of the program and it was going to hurt recruiting. Like people didn't want to play for Mike Martin, right? That was what I heard. If Mike goes 5 games, heck, maybe 6. Now, I don't think he gets fired if he goes 6, but he probably should, but I don't think he does. But if Mike goes 5 games again, you can't tell me kids aren't going to want to. You think Sam McCone wants to play for that? Because I don't. Seriously, you think Sam wants to play for that? You think Malik McClain wants to play if Jordan Travis, if our leading receiver has 300 yards again this year, you think Malik McClain wants to play with quarterbacks that can't get him the ball? Like, if this thing doesn't come together, you can't justify on any level keeping Mike Norvell, on any level. Syracuse QBs owns us for the time being, though. We got to beat them by 3%. We beat them last year. That was our first win of the season. If we score more points, then I think we win. That's a elite take right there, man. Do you think it was strictly just to get Link? Because I think it had a little bit more than just the fact that Link was going to get another job somewhere. I'm not saying you're not partly right, but there were some other things that I heard about, why they let him go. But I've been over that schedule thing with you. Again, there's not 5 losses on the schedule to me, but again, I'm biased. The toughest games on the schedule it's all the big name school. LSU, both our rivals, Clemson, and NC State. Those are probably the 5 toughest games. I think Wake takes a step back. That's just me, though. You can't tell me Wake Forest is going to sustain 10 win seasons. That's just not feasible. It's not going to happen, right? So your top 5 games were NC State, Florida, Miami, Clemson, LSU. You got to have a winning record in those 5. You got to go 3-2 at worst. You have to. If we're talking about changing this program for the better, you have to. I don't say these things because I want to give Mike a hard time, because I want to force him out of the program, because I want to make it seem like I'm stacking the deck or having some unrealistic expectations. No, I'm just telling you what needs to happen if you want to change. If you want to change the narrative, you want to get momentum on the trail, you want to be able to make the coaching staff changes that we all think need to be made, Mike's got to win games. No coach is coming here to coach for Mike Norvell if they think he's getting fired. That's why he can't make any coaching changes, and you got to stick with what Mike Norvell has to win games. And it ain't 7 or 6 games he has to win. He has to prove that this team is completely turning a 180 and going in this direction faster than, just gradually. It's time to win some games. And you got to start beating. Eventually, you have to start winning games that you're not supposed to win. I find it funny that we go into every year and there's always huge upsets in college football, but we can't ever pull them out. Clemson did everything in their power to give us that game last year, and we couldn't pull it out. At some point, we have to start getting upsets. Miami's not considered an upset to me because, first of all, they weren't a great team and it's a rivalry game. North Carolina's not an upset. Like, we got to start getting some legit upsets. And let's start with LSU. I think that would be considered an upset. We're facing a bunch of new staffs this year. Let's get some upsets. Like, a lot of things, yes, the names are big on the schedule, but a lot of things are in our favor. These teams are breaking in brand new schemes and coaches and this and that. I don't even think LSU knows who their quarterback is yet. Man, it's time to, it's time to make something shake. And 6 games ain't making nothing shake. You ain't shaking nothing. You ain't shaking nothing but the hands on the way out the door because you're probably gonna be fired. There you go. Wake Forest just had a Cinderella season. That's it. Polk, did you see the one tweet saying that they think Miles Brennan will be the starter week 1 against us? I think you meant for LSU, but no, I didn't see that. I just was saying I don't think LSU knows who the quarterback is. I don't think LSU is going to be ranked that high. Jermaine Johnson did everything he could to help us win that game. And Clemson missed every field goal opportunity they had, and we still couldn't figure out a way to win the game, bro. Yeah, we're going to see. Hopefully, Jamie, of course, that's what, and that's what a player's supposed to say, but we'll see. But guess what? We can no longer use the excuse of being young. Look at our offensive line. There ain't a young player on it. Everybody on that old line is going to be a 4th or 5th year player. Your quarterback's a 4th year player. You both D tackles, 4 and 5 year players. Dennis Briggs, 4. There's Tatum Bethune, Deloge, 4-year players. Akeem Dent, Jamie Robinson. Bro, this team is not young either. So NC State and Wake has super senior team. We got super senior team too. 2 years ago, we were super young. Last year, we were still playing a lot of young guys. This year, we got just as much experience. Guys have played just as much college football. They should know exactly what Mike's trying to run. No. I think we're going to see. I said this before. I think we're going to see how much Rhett Lashley was a part of TVD. And I believe that. So we'll see. I'm just glad one of the other LSU QBs is not starting because that means the huge players considering how long Brennan has. LSU said probable. Okay. I agree with that, New King. That's one thing we can agree on. College football is back. We'll see. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you're going to have that dominant pass rusher this year. I think it's going to be more of a collective group. But we'll see. There was some bad calls in the Clemson game too, but man, you got to find a way to win those games. This is where we're supposed to reap the benefits of playing a bunch of. Yep, there you go. We can no longer talk about all. That's exactly. We knew, or at least I said it. Go back and watch me 2 years ago when Mike took this job and they started sitting the Tamarion Terrys and these guys started sitting out and hitting the portal. Like we knew then, and I told you guys, I agree. Almost verbatim is what I said. I still remember. I sat here and told you guys, I agree with the youth movement, but you have to understand with the youth movement comes L's. Those are like my exact words. 2 years later, ain't no more youth movement. There's a ton of experience, a ton of seniors, a ton of juniors. Again, that O-line is full of nothing but seniors pretty much. I mean, if it wasn't for COVID year, Robert Scott would be a senior, right? Am I wrong there? I think I'm right. Just there's a ton of experience on this team, and it's time to get it done. It's time to get it done. Got to upset more than just one team, though, because I don't think we'll be favored in. Like, I know we're not favored against LSU. We probably won't be favored against Clemson. Of course, anything can happen though after LSU. LSU can change the whole outlook of the season because if you can beat LSU, then there's not a team on the schedule that you can't beat. LSU is as talented as any team on the schedule. And that includes Clemson. So if you can beat LSU, you can beat any team on the schedule. But you'll probably be favored in none of those. You might be favored against Florida. I don't think Florida's going to be that good this year, to be honest with y'all. They are hyping up Anthony Richardson, and I think he might be a bust. I could be wrong. I know he's a great athlete. I just don't know if he's the quarterback. But we'll see what Billy Napier does. I don't think Florida's going to be that good, though. That might be a game you're favored in. But other than that, you probably won't be favored in, and you won't be probably favored in NC State or Miami or Clemson or LSU. Do you think because since it's a rivalry, no matter how good or bad a team is, the game has more significance? It should have more significance to the players. It used to. The players are different nowadays, bro. It's hard to really answer that question, if I'm being honest. Starting O-lineman. From left to right, Robert Scott, Dylan Gibbons, Caden Lyles, Demetri Emmanuel, and I'm going to say Bless Harris for now. I agree. I don't think it wouldn't probably not be considered an upset. I agree. I'm interested to see how he moves with the loss of weight. You have to, bro. There's no way. There's no way. Again, he can't have a year like he did last year and you justify keeping him. If that's the case, then we're just not serious about football. No Squad says, he says, we lose to LSU, NC State, Clemson, and Miami. That's a 4-loss, 8-4. I'll take it. I would like to be my only problem with that is that means you lost to pretty much all the good teams on your schedule. We still got a whole off-season camp, homie. If we lose to Syracuse, it's a wrap. What are we talking about? But anyway, guys, I'm about to go eat. I'm done. No, there's no way. Oh, maybe then that what's that game called that they do every year? It's a preseason game. It's like the Hall of Fame game. Maybe that's the game you're talking about. Is that next week? I don't know. I don't really watch the NFL like that, to be honest with you. So I don't think LSU is a make or break game. Well, I don't think it's a break game. I think it can make you. As long as you don't get blown out, I don't think it's a break game. That's still a good team. I hear what you're saying, though. It does set up confidence for the rest of the season. I just don't agree with that last part that says, that the ship is sunk, because you could still lose to LSU and have a great season. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. But I understand what you're trying to say. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day here, guys. First day of camp in the books. And I know football season's back, bro, and we are all excited. As always, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the videos. It's a new season, man. And as you see, we got a new season. We got a new area. And as the season goes, you'll see all of this stuff around here change, man. This is just the basic setup, but we are getting started. New angle. I'm usually a lot closer to y'all. I'm a little bit farther back. Y'all can kind of see more. That's what we got coming on, man. We new season, new feel, same old truth. It's your boy Polk over here on 863. Let me try it again. I fumbled the bag there. Let me try it again. It's your boy Polk over here on 863 Seminole TV. And as always, stay classy, Seminoles. Go Noles. And we got you. And I'll see y'all this weekend. I plan on doing something this weekend. So we'll see y'all this weekend on Saturday night.